Hey, everybody. Look who's here. Look who that is. Hi, Robo.
Hey, what's happening?
How is it going?
It is going. This has been the move. You know, Gilly and I were laughing as everything that went wrong in the move, which I've told you just a little bit of. All right. We are so, I said, God had her hand on our stuff. Okay. Because there's so much that should have been damaged that wasn't.
Right.
TV monitors, they're busted all to hell, but they were replaceable. It took me 4 days to find all my computer components. But boxes that are split open that had a monitor in it with 15 pounds of books on top of it. Okay. I mean, just.
It's not funny. It's just absurd. It's just absurd.
It was great. I mean, this is the best. And I told you this one, so I got to tell everybody. Cynthia, Deb, Donna, everybody, love you. So glad to be back. Missed everybody, and I will be on Monday. Okay. But this is crazy. We're already pissed off. We're in a frame of mind of what the hell. $1,000 TV destroyed, monitors destroyed. Just finding all kinds of crap that they just piled stuff in boxes, family pictures still in frames, things like that. Didn't even wrap it, But some of that's the reason I'm saying it's like Spirit said, you know what? These is not going to matter. This matters.
Right.
And there was stuff of ours that should have been damaged beyond recognition that came through without a scratch. We are completely surprised.
Right.
This is the truth. All right, I'll give you 2 examples. The first one, which was wild, so y'all notice I'm in one of my more subdued beach shirts, okay? In a box on the other side of my desk, all right? Everybody knows my nice shirts, things like that, dry cleaned, everything else. They were on a hanger, already dry cleaned, everything ready to go. Okay. They took my 2 thumb drums or tongue drums, however you want to call them, one of which you and Mr. Bruce gave to me. Okay. I have another one. And what they decided to do was take all my shirts, throw them in a box, throw the tongue drums on top of them, which both are already in leather cases, all right, and used my shirts to pack around the drums. I kid you not.
I mean, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing
I know.
because what the bad, right?
Yeah. We're opening a kitchen box. Few little things broken, but nothing that matters, We've already filed a complaint. They sent us a claim form. So now we're having to take a picture of every box, how it looks when we open it. So that's just slowing everything down. Because you never know what you're going to find.
Right.
We pulled a wrapping paper off, all right? And there's one thing that's wrapped in wrapping paper. This was Gillian's favorite. She starts to unwrap it. 15 sheets of wrapping paper, and it was our pack of paper plates.
I'm sorry.
Sitting on top of a set of dishes that never got wrapped.
Yeah, that's wild to me.
And this is what I'm talking about. Some of those dishes Gillian's had for a long time and things like that. And there were things you're just like, okay, the dishes are going to be annihilated. They're sitting there perfectly. Boxes busted at the seams. People piled everything. I'm telling you, God, the Mother, Spirit, reached down on a lot of our stuff and went, they'll handle this part okay. They won't handle this well. you know,
Right.
and just protected some of our stuff. All my books, they just shoved a box over in front of the case and literally swooped in, pulled it back, books that are bent, okay, and then took that, wrapped it up, and set it on top of a case that had my monitor in it. So it's got to be 50 pounds of books, all right? I'm just crazy stuff. Some of Gillian's signs that they just crammed in, bent. Family artwork. Her mother's the artist. You know that. You've seen a lot of that stuff. I mean, some nice hand detail. Her mother was brought into under Barbara Bush to do one of those hand-painted ornaments for the White House. All right. So this is not crappy stuff. All right. They literally took two hand-painted things, put them together, face together that had nothing and no protection, and then stuffed them next to another one and put it right against the box. No paper. No paper. Went to pull them out, and I'm like, oh, this is going to break Gillian's heart. It's going to break my heart. Okay.
Right.
And I don't understand how they came. There's no way to explain how some of our stuff came through the mess
Right.
that it did and came out of it unharmed. So we're frustrated, we're tired.
You were actually moving furniture, like furniture too. Like if you decided to take your bed or your couches with you, do you imagine?
Yeah, most of our shelves and stuff like that, they all had some type of damage. Feet ripped off. Got here, they brought one in and they're like, this is really wobbly. And I'm like, because none of the hardware is missing. I mean, it's all here. Y'all got to put it all back together. And they came back in, Mr. Lee, we have no idea. My desk sitting here, you can lift and this ain't a cheap desk.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm done, if I want to, I could just take my desk apart because
you got to get Bruce out there with his IATSE crap. Have him put everything. He's like the dude who can put all that shit together. He can figure out what goes where and how real easy. You set him on it for a couple of hours.
Yeah, no, he'd get his jollies going. Okay, but yes, Bruce, you're right. It's not funny, but you can't help but laugh.
Oh,
it's funny, and we're just very fortunate that things, we came out of it the way we came out of it. So we still have boxes to go through because it's taken us that long because this whole claims process.
You don't know what the hell's in the box. You gotta sort.
Oh, here's a box. What's in it? It's not even written on what room it came out of.
That's what I'm saying. Well, weren't you saying they put? What did they put? Kitchen stuff. They put kitchen stuff with something else. Like that was ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember what you said they did. It was kitchen stuff with like living room.
Oh yeah, that's it. It's like where the hell? It's my stuff. It's our stuff, and I'm calling Gillian, going, I'm sitting here with a bunch of pictures or a kitchen stuff, but what the hell is this? And she's like, that was in the living room window, and I'm like, what? So. And then the people who delivered it brought a bunch of stuff in and everything's upside down.
What they did, just dump the one truck into the other truck. And
we found out that's what they did was they had the truck they opened us up with, okay? They loaded that, went to Jersey, then offloaded it into a warehouse, and then another truck that was coming south. So it's been loaded, unloaded, reloaded, and unloaded. Now the guys that came here were all super nice. Okay. And the guy, here's the difference between nice and being sincere. Gillian says it best. There was just no respect for personal property.
Right.
Okay. No respect. I want to go, time to go. They're not watching. Boom. I'm out. Okay. The guys that delivered it were very apologetic and very, very nice. Okay. But they're sitting there going, we don't know what to do. Okay. Because we're done at the end of the day and we don't. Okay. Oh, before they left, I showed you this. This is a strapping tape roll. Look at her. Look at Brigitte. All right. Y'all are going to love this. Bruce, you're going to love it. Okay. This is a strapping tape roll that was all taped up. We busted it open and they threw hardware in it, but we don't know what it goes to. we
Sorry.
We just don't know where it goes.
I'm so sorry.
Our furniture sits there and goes, you don't want to lean on it. Oh, let me put my coffee down. And you watch the whole chest go, pachink, just because of my coffee. So we're finding legs and stuff underneath, And, a lot of our shells and stuff, they weren't expensive. And that's one of the reasons I was glad on. But we would have actually been better off to literally just pack the kitchen ourselves. All right. Get somebody to drive it down in a van and buy all new furniture here. We would have saved thousands of dollars. So
Donna just popped in.
Donna!
She's getting ready.
Good to see you. Oh, Willow's got surgery tomorrow. Okay. You got it. We will absolutely pray for Willow. Absolutely. So God love you. So yeah, everybody, that's the story. We're heading on.
Adventure. You always want an adventure, Rob. Be careful.
Oh my God. I'm just glad. I mean, there was at one point I woke up one night because we haven't been in a bed for almost 2 weeks now.
Just come here and if you need to come and sleep for 2 days, just come and sleep. God believe.
Our bed will be here on the 23rd. And no, they didn't lose it, people. We ordered a Sleep Number bed. We wanted to go back to our old bed, everything else. But there is a delay in Sleep Number beds. Now, this, I couldn't take it. Me and Gillian both almost got my AR-15s out and just went, that's it. Everybody's dead. We're done, I opened up my email first thing this morning. This is Sleep Number bed. Sorry to let you know that this has been delayed on delivery until June 9th.
What? Oh, did you go ham?
Now I'm like going, well, I'm banging my phone with Sleep Number. What the hell? And then I reread it. The mattress pad won't be in until June 9th. And I am just going off on this poor. Yes, Bruce, it was even worse than Home Depot. Okay. I would say.
Yeah, I would have lost my trucking mind. I would have been like, you better give me a loaner or a floor model or some shit because we're not doing this, not even a little bit.
No.
That's so funny.
But then we're like going, wait a minute, you got to have this mattress pad on it for it to keep its warranty. Well, I'm not going to have you here and not have the mattress pad for a month, So now I'm on with them going, I need it written down, blah, blah, blah. I need proof that the warranty is going to be in. And it's been an adventure.
I don't even, like I said, I don't even think Mercury is in retrograde. I'm going to look though.
Mm-mm. Now, you said there is some big thing going on. What was that you're telling me?
June 29th is the next Mercury retrograde. It is the Aries stellium. So this is supposed to be a BFD. I mean, a BFD.
Well, would that be the energy that's going on with us right now? Or is this something a little different?
Well, Potential expressions of this stellium, and I'll tell you guys what that means once I mess around with Rob. Impulsiveness, reckless decisions, anger, conflict. I don't care anymore. Energy, ego battles, power struggles, burning bridges, and then you realize later that it's, that you trucked up. People may feel triggered, done tolerating things. That's me. I'm just over it. I told Christopher the other day, I am sick of all y'all. You, your brother, Bruce, I'm just damn sick of every last one. He's like, what did I do? I'm like, what you got?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, all right, I'm going in the other room. I'm like, man, I'm damn tired of every last one of you. I'm tired of the dogs. So yeah, that was me. Ready to snap or finally choose themselves. And even astrologers are noting more tension, confrontation, and bold behavior globally. So everybody's just off their leash, man. Everybody.
Okay.
And
that would make sense. One of the guys that was packing actually walked up and asked if he could have some of my books. Not the ones I wrote, the books I use for studying. They're on my shelf.
Did you tell him to piss up a rope?
Yes, but in a nicer way, because I'm like, you're holding my shit hostage, No, unfortunately, I need that, And then one of them asked for a free reading. Literally asked for a free reading. I kid you not.
That's what people are like. People think that though. They're always like, they see you with your cards or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, you give me a reading," And most of the time, it's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." But I just opened my box, and everything in it was busted. So I'll give you a reading, $200.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll do you a reading. But that's hysterical. All right, so let me explain what this Aries stellium is.
All right.
Or it's a super stellium. I'm sorry, it's a super stellium because I guess you have a stellium, which is 3 or more planets in the same sign.
Gotcha.
The super stellium is 5 to 6 plus planets stacked in one sign. And currently sitting in Aries is the Sun, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, right? Chiron.
Okay.
And then the moon, because we're going to have the Aries new moon on Friday. So this is supposed to be a big deal. The core themes are to stop waiting and to move. Let's see what else it says. You're meant to act, choose, and move. And then we went through bold decisions, new beginnings, boundary settings, and identity shifts. Higher expression. Okay, so this stellium is asking, where are you still waiting for permission? Where are you avoiding action? And where are you hiding behind healing instead of deciding? Because Aries doesn't heal by processing. Aries heals by doing something different. It doesn't say what different, it just says something different. So
I love Cynthia. I'm screwed. Okay.
I think we're all screwed. I don't know about y'all, but I feel it. I am I'm very touchy.
I am right now.
Things are, I'm very, very easily pissed off. So the time frame they give is like like today through the 17th is when like the big thing is like where it's like at its peak, but it doesn't give me like a real time frame of like, hey, it's going to be the next 3 weeks. Yeah, it doesn't tell me that. It just that between the 15th through the 17th is like it at its peak point. And then
Okay.
you're on the downslope, let's say, starting Saturday.
Ooh, and Cynthia's an Aries.
She is. Well, Cynthia, did we miss your birthday or is it coming up? I don't know why. No, it just passed, right? Aren't you like the 6th? You were the 6th, right? You need to sing happy birthday to Cynthia.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cynthia. Happy birthday to you. There we go.
Woot.
There we go.
All right. So that's all the info I have on this super stellium.
All right. So the card I pulled while you were talking about that, been shuffling everything else, okay, this is the Muse deck, okay? And sorry, I don't have my down camera fixed up, everything working yet. What's that?
This is my pretty deck.
Oh, there you go. But I got the 9 of materials. The 9 of Pentacles is talking about being able, maybe this is what this is all about. Get it all out of our system so we can manifest what we need to manifest. Start getting rid of the junk. Let it out. Let your, that would make sense because I have, expressed my feelings to a few people lately. Okay. And it felt good. It felt good,
Yeah.
And it's like not only, well, and the other thing too, and then everybody saw I should have set this up, but I didn't. I guess I could. Being a grandpa,
I didn't know if you wanted me to say anything.
Out with the old, in with the new. I made the post. Y'all go to my Rob Lee page, whatnot. I posted pictures. My grandson. Oh my God, he's beautiful.
He is
but
the cutest.
His dad is just freaking rocking handsome, and his mom was a rodeo queen, literally queen. Blonde bombshell. So he had no choice. And every now and then I talk to him, he's like scowling. He's like, everybody's going to be expecting so much of me. But great things coming in. So I got a feeling the birth of this child kept me from killing somebody because I want to go see him. Okay?
Right. You don't want to be in prison. You don't want to see him.
Yeah.
On a Zoom call.
Yeah. Hold him up to the glass.
Right. That's funny. Maybe, just clearing the way, making room for, what's to come next and clearing out, mine will just, these are.
Thank you, everybody. Yep. Oh my God, he's gorgeous. Yeah.
Page of Wands.
Page of Wands. All right.
So again,
getting passionate and getting, that fits. Letting your passion fly, be vocal, get out there, So that might be what it is like. So you put Cynthia like the purge, let's purge.
Well, and the page is a young energy, right? So it's talking about maybe your new creative endeavors or new-ish, where you're a little green, so you want to move forward in that, right?
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy because here's the next card. The 8 of materials, again, the 8 of pentacles, all right after the 9, which to me is all that work, keeping an eye on the details. And if you look at this, when you think about what we're talking about, it's like, okay, you can only juggle so much.
Right.
Time to clear the board, clear that shit out, and start over on some new stuff and revamp it and bring some wonderful things into your life. So I think that's kind of cool. 8 of Pentacles. What have you got there? It's Pentacles.
Queen of Pentacles. So this is, once you just get a handle on you goddamn so grab
Yeah.
it, do it, get it, clear it out, and take charge, take control, manage it.
Oh.
Manage it,
Yeah.
please.
So we went and got our new driver's licenses today. So in this state, we actually went to DMV, which was probably not the brightest thing to do. All right. But we actually came through it okay. Our appointment was only 20 minutes late. Other people in there have been there for 2 hours, hour and a half. And evidently it was like court cases or whatnot that they had to go to the clerk of court for vehicle stuff. But they are in there spinning out of control. This MFO, I mean, in the lobby, going off. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. We're going to get this.
It's been a while since you've been in Florida doing stuff. Welcome home.
Yeah. I mean, they're like partying up. I said, "Ooh, this is going to be a revolt. We're going to have the seat of the house, you know." And but then they called us in. I haven't been listening to the news, so I don't know if there ever was a takeover of the clerk of courts in Brevard County today, but it was building up to it. But then they tell us, "Oh, we're going to do our tag. You got to come back because we have a lease car." Oh, in Florida, you got to bring the whole damn lease with you. We leased it 3 years ago. So now we got to go find the lease on the car.
Right.
So, you know, but even that, we're like, you know what? We got our licenses. We can go get the bank stuff squared away. We're good. You know, we stepped away and went over. Have you been to a Ford's garage yet?
Yes.
Oh, my God. That's our new go-to burger joint. Holy crap. Yeah.
I just thought it was like, okay. It was really loud. It was very busy and loud. It was not enjoyable. Like, you know me, when it's too ruckus like that, I don't enjoy it. I don't. And it was very sort of like hubbub. But you know, of course, we're right in the middle of Forestville, so everything.
We got blessed. We've been there 3 times so far and have just fallen in love with it. We love it. We love it. We love it. It's been one of the best burgers we've ever had. So burgers, and then they have meatloaf. So one night I was like, I just want a real meal. And lo and behold, they have meatloaf. Oh, damn. It's good. It was good. So, you know, little gifts we're finding, things like that, you know?
Right. I don't know. Bruce and I went to one in Kissimmee. So of course, you know, that was a trucking madhouse because it was right by Main Gate.
Oh my God.
So
yeah, I know.
Everybody and their mother was there. And then we went, the one by us is up over here at the outlet malls on Oak Ridge and International Drive. Mm-hmm. And, you know, of course, that's a nightmare too, because it's all outlets and, you know, we're right here and everybody's Universal and Disney's not too far away.
Right.
So, but it was all right. We did brunch and we enjoyed it. It was okay, but again, it was hubbub. You know, I don't like that loud cacophony of sound.
Right. No, I have to take it. We went today for lunch and it was very quiet, nice. We fell in love with our waitress. Just, you know, everything was just perfect. So it was time for our reward, somebody said, you know, and it was. We sat there, had a nice afternoon lunch, things like that. And but we did good. But it's been really good. Our Chili's we had up there, Bruce, was not that it was good, okay, but it wasn't fall for. So we're fixing to try Chili's over here too, because I remember Chili's used to have a great burger.
Right. They have they have a I guess it's a 3 for me. You get your drink, your starter, and then you pick off the menu and like it starts at like $10.99, then $12.99, $14.99, $16.99. So they've got these burgers like their most basic burger is like the $10.99 one. Mm-hmm. So for $11 you get drink, a burger, and a starter. It's a pretty good
Oh,
deal.
that's right. Y'all told me about that when
Yeah.
we last time, and I forgot about it. So yeah, we need to check that out because in Florida, that's a lot of food for very little money.
Yes.
You know, so that's really, really,
It's
really
I mean,
silver.
we'll leave with a tip like $30, $28. We leave, we're leaving the place,
Yeah.
and that is hella cheap. That is like the cheap. That's like McDonald's cheap,
Right.
and we don't eat McDonald's. So.
Yeah. You know, Bruce, it's a good value. Two people. Oh, everything just jumped on me. Where'd it go? Okay. Oh, two people with tip $28. Yeah, that ain't bad at all. Not in today's world, And Cynthia, I'm like you too. A lot of times I can't go into, I have to, when we're saying where are we going tonight or whatnot, it's no, that's too noisy. There's things like that. There's another restaurant we love over here called Walk-Ons. It's a Louisiana-based sports place or whatnot, but it's an echo chamber. So we haven't been in it yet because I haven't been in the right frame of mind to do that.
I love Rocco's Tacos. They have the best guacamole. They make it right there at your table. It is so good. But
I don't think we've got one of those
walking into a trucking rave. So you have got to be prepared. That's not one of those like, hey, let's just go to Rocco's Tacos. You've got to like mentally, I personally have to mentally prepare myself. So my sister's like, I want to try Rocco's Tacos. I'm like, Donna, we're not going to Rocco's Tacos because you will you'll be twitching because it's so loud. So we may try it for lunch, but going there in the evening, holy macaroni. You have got to be prepared for this like onslaught of just noise.
Yeah, and see, with my hearing, I can't do that too much.
Right.
Because I don't know what's going on. But if y'all have ever had a parent, okay, or somebody that you knew was half deaf, all right, but wouldn't wear their hearing aids, I finally got really good hearing aids from Gillian's mother. Okay. When she passed, they gave me her hearing ring. We tried them. I was with Bruce. I don't even think he knew what happened. Okay. We were in the Miami port it's that big tuna can. Okay.
Right.
And all they ever do for me is magnify the
loudness. Yeah.
Yeah. Everything that's going on. But if you and I are talking, I can't hear you.
Don't care.
And then the lady from the hearing place talked me into putting it on my phone on Bluetooth. So I'm trying to adjust it. And then it kept cutting out. So 1 minute it's like, what? Next minute it's like, Finally, I took them out, dropped them in the bag, and never worn them again. And now I'm talking to people, my age that have worn them, and they're telling me their kids don't understand. It does the same thing from them. I cannot hear what I need to hear. It's all the extraneous,
background. Yep.
I can hear the baby screaming from 5 tables away, and the guy over here,
assault, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just dealing with it, But so when those places like that, I do have to take that into consideration with where I'm at. Even with walk-ons, like Gillian said, it's great, but we got to go. Their chairs are steel chairs with no softener on the bottom, and everybody just drags them out because they're heavy. And I'm like, oh God, yeah, no.
I hear you.
So yeah,
and there's certain days, man. Even here at the house, like Christopher's on his game, yelling. TV's on. Bruce is talking on the phone, but he's also got stuff going on his computer, and the bird is squawking, and the dogs are barking at something, and I'm like sitting on the floor of the bathroom, just rocking back and forth, because it's just too much. It's too much. I get you.
Yeah. Well, what's funny in all this, and I just left the deck. I keep pulling cards.
Yeah.
The next card in this reading came up was the Four of Wands, the Four of Inspiration. So what I'm really getting here is a time, we're going to have time to celebrate when all this is over. We're going to have friends. So this talks to me about like being back around you and Mr. Bruce. You know, got to meet, you already had dinner with one of my boys one night, you know, everything else. Once we get through all this, it's going to be a beautiful and wonderful moment to celebrate with family and friends.
It's so
You know,
funny because as you were talking, I'm shuffling and out fell the Four of Wands, the Four of Swords, and now I've got the Four of Cups.
oh my God. So think we should look at a four, you know? So there we
So
are.
there's definitely some sort of foundational thing happening here. Maybe we need to examine it or work on it or something, but
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a thing that I'm like, okay. And honestly, with everything that's going on, once we get everything settled, I'm happy we're here. You know, I'm tired, I'm frustrated, but it is one of those things where once we get through these rough patches, things like this, and I think that's what this is saying is going to happen for everybody. Once we get through all this, it is a time to clear out. It's a time to say, where am I? What do I really need to focus on? Am I juggling too much stuff? You know what? I need to focus on my family, my friends, what makes us happy, that four, that base. I think that's a good thing. And the fact that you pulled three freaking fours, you know,
they fell out. And this Four of Cups was the last one. And I think that is the message of, just don't get sort of complacent on things because you're having a shitty moment. Like don't be like, meh, whatever,
right.
So
I went in and got y'all. I don't know if y'all remember. I had a whole beard going there for a while because I just was not. I was out of it. Okay, so we went into this sports clips. My wife's like, "You loved going there. Let's just go in there." And I'm like, "Okay." And we walked in, and I'm like, "I need shaved. I need cleaned up. I need stress relief, and all this." And the ladies, and I said, "I'm going on the air tomorrow night." I was like, "What do you do?" "I read tarot." And this lady runs over and goes, "Oh my God." And she's like, "The lady over here reads tarot and she keeps telling me to leave my boyfriend." And I'm like, well, if the message is the same thing every time, so they got a real baptism for me about, the definition of insanity. Yeah. So, but that whole thing, and that goes into this whole thing. Maybe we're supposed to be purging shit. We don't need, from feelings, emotions to everything to allow stuff to come in, okay,
right.
and shake up our life a little bit.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
don't disagree. I was watching, me and my YouTube binges, and one of the guys I watch who just chatters about stuff was talking about rapid timeline shifts are happening, and that's why we feel so discombobulated, so sort of out of sorts. Who knows? I hope that whatever timeline the universe decides to settle on, it's better than what we've been dealing with.
Yeah. Well, I think change is coming. I do. For everything, for everybody, for every. Yeah. And you know what? We know everything changes. When everybody's getting so wild about whatever it is, nothing ever stays the same.
Yeah.
It's
just, undoing damage. Sometimes takes a really long time to sort of undo things that have been
done. Yeah.
And I think that
I tell people all the time, so stop taking all this stuff so personal. So because 8 years from now, it's going to be something else completely different. All right. And we just have to be like, okay, what's in my control? What's not in my control? And I'm going to rock with this and go with it. Because I remember even all the political stuff and everything else. I'm like, everybody lighten the hell up. Okay. You just got it. Nothing that earth shattering is going to happen. It's just, if it does, I'll be very surprised. All right. My biggest thing is I still think we're going to find out. It's coming up through here. This will tickle you. I just had a feeling the other day that we're going to get even more conclusive about extraterrestrial activity. All this other stuff doesn't even matter. But I'm cracking up about how many people are going, oh, we've got this brand. We're trying to create wars in space now. We've got different aliens that are mad at this type of alien, and they're all doing this. I'm like, can I just meet one? Even if it's a bad one. I just want to see one. Okay. And I get all that crazy crap in there because I'm just curious about, I don't understand it all. All right. But it's, it's just, we got to remember it's life. Things are going to happen. Things are going to change. All of this is just give it as much of yourself as you want. And I think that's what the cards were saying, What are you putting your stock in? Get rid of a lot of stuff, and reclaim yourself. Remember, So ETs, I agree. Hey, we'll let it go. It's a needed distraction. Yes, it is. It is. So I think, ET coming back, and standing on the edge of his little saucer or the bubble thing he did or whatnot. I wasn't a huge ET fan. I was like, that's cute, but I thought the movie sucked. But here we go. Phone home. All right, guys. Everybody just chill out and phone home. All right? We need a little Neil Diamond. Turn on your hard light.
Oh, no, we do not.
Yeah. Let it shine. Join with me, Bridget. Let it shine wherever you go.
Of all the Neil Diamond songs to pick, you pick that one. No, thank you.
Oh, what the world needs is more Neil Diamond,
Oh, not that Neil Diamond.
Oh. Ooh, your last couple of readings for me, even though different questions, have said I still have something blocking me from moving forward. Hopefully the 17 I can release or all. There we go. Yeah. Whatever it is. And, for everybody, a catharsis at some point, blowing your top, letting your, let it go, holler it out, sit and find out what's going on. Okay. If it's too much tied to family, too much tied to friends, too much tied to money, or, or what's going on, maybe the universe is saying it's time. Ooh, let the dogs out. That would be a great song if Neil Diamond sang it. So, it's one of those things that
we're not on the same musical page tonight, Rob. We just are not. I'm not picking up what you're putting down, buddy. Sorry. It wouldn't be a good song if Ray Charles sang it.
Okay, I'll go with you there. I'll go with you there. Oh, Cynthia loved ET. I don't want to offend everybody, but I was like, even I could, in high school, I could create a head in a basket. It didn't even bend its knee. It had no knees. It just went, nee. I'm like, okay, no. Nope.
So, see, Cynthia's speaking my language. She said, go howl at the moon. I'll bark at the moon. Give me some Ozzy. Hey, yeah, bark at the moon.
Pantalones. You want to howl at the moon? Pantalones vodka. That's what you need.
Tequila.
So,
Tequila.
no, I mean tequila. Yeah. That, Neil Diamond and Carly Simon.
That is a nap fest.
Now, I never was a huge Carly fan. I really wasn't.
I know that
Neil,
there's a couple of songs she sings that I know. The one is the one where You're So Vain.
Yeah.
And then I feel is that her earth move under my feet? Okay. Those are the two. Those are the two Carly Simon songs I know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I probably know more if I heard them, but I'm not a big Carly Simon.
Yeah. No. I feel the earth move under my feet. So in Florida, that means something's falling. Probably a sinkhole. So.
Oh no, and that's the other one about moving in together. I guess this means that we should move in together. I don't know.
Yeah. So
I like Joni Mitchell better than Carly Simon, for sure.
Yep. So now, and see, I'm married to the right woman because Gillian wasn't that impressed with ET either. So JT,
I was 10 years old. It was the best movie ever.
Oh, well, you were 10. I was, if you were 10, what am I, like 10 years? No, I'm more than 10 years older than you.
No, you're not. How old are you?
I'm 64.
Okay, so you're okay.
Yeah, you don't have to tell everybody.
You're an old bit.
Yeah, but I was probably out of high school by then.
Well, way out of high school. You probably had your first kid. How old were you when you had your oldest?
19.
Oh, so how old were you when you had your second?
19. 2 years later, say 22.
Okay, bingo. Boom, you were on your second kid.
Okay. All right.
He wasn't old enough to enjoy E.T. If he was, you would have liked it.
Yeah, I was probably too old to enjoy E.T. Yeah, you might be right. I was like, what the hell? The kids loved it, but yeah, I was not overly impressed. I would have rather been at home at that point watching Miami Vice, but
Gillian, everybody who had a relationship with James Taylor walked away wonk in the head. Every last one of them had fakakta after dealing with it. He's a heroin addict. I can't imagine what it would be like to live with somebody like that, man.
Yep. And Cynthia, that's Warren Beatty. You're right. Okay. Yep. You're so vain.
I thought it was Mick Jagger. Did it turn out to be Warren Beatty?
Yeah, I think it's Warren Beatty. I think she's right.
I believe it because he's a schmuck in every
especially in that time frame. If you go back to him, man, he didn't think anything of his stunk.
No.
So,
but I guess there was I guess there was a whole thing of was she singing about James Taylor, Warren Beatty, or Mick Jagger?
Right.
And I guess Mick Jagger did some background vocals on that. And that's why his name got thrown in that mix. But
I don't know.
If I remember correctly, I don't know. I can't remember, how to do my trucking job, but I can remember that Mick Jagger saying background vocals on a song that I could not care any less about. So, figure that. But
now, my sister-in-law, she is a Stones. She just loves the Stones. Everything is Stones, but she's older than us, so she was there from the start. So she absolutely fell in love with him. So I don't want to live with him. I just want to listen to him. Oh, okay.
Who, James Taylor? We saw James Taylor in concert, Cynthia, me and Bruce, with Jackson Brown. And I was so excited to see James Taylor because it's James Taylor. right? And Jackson Browne blew him out of the water. I could not believe how good Jackson Browne was compared to James Taylor. And I love James Taylor. When Kyle was a baby, his name is Kyle James, and I used to sing Rockabye Sweet Baby James to him. And you know, I love James Taylor, but I got to tell you, Jackson Browne, he
Running
was
on empty, right?
running on empty.
Running on empty,
He,
running on.
the one where the stagehand song where, you know, won't you stay?
Oh, I love that song.
Longer. Yeah, and he did a lot. He also wrote a lot of songs for the Eagles. So he was singing like, I'm running down the road trying to loosen my load. I got that's a Jackson
Yep.
Browne. But he also wrote a lot of songs for Linda Ronstadt too. So he wrote a lot of songs for a lot of people. So he was singing, yes, the Loadout song. Thank you, Bruce. He was singing a lot of those songs, which I didn't realize he owned, you know, but those were his songs. But it was an interesting concert, and I was surprised that I enjoyed Jackson Browne more than James Taylor because I just
Yeah, well, back then, Jackson Browne, was he up and coming or just, you know, was just getting into the things? And JT, he was huge, man.
Jackson Browne, it was, yeah, but they were like a different genre.
Oh, yeah.
You know, James Taylor was more like folky, and Jackson Browne was more like Eagles, like that southern country-ish kind of. I don't know, but even though they were from California, I don't know what you would call it, but it was more had like that kind of country vibe than that folk vibe. That because a lot of James Taylor stuff is like, you know, acoustic guitar-y and folksy. So
Yeah.
anyway, well, I got to tell you, we always wind up talking about weird stuff. Cynthia says Mick was a mess. And can I believe that Keith Richards was still alive? I am amazed that Keith Richards is still alive. I am convinced that he signed some deal with some entity or some or he replaces his blood monthly or something. Yeah, I never got to see Neil Young, Cynthia, and I'm so sad because actually I saw him with Crosby, Stills and Nash and Young, but I never saw him by himself because Neil Young is one of my favorites also.
And see, he's not one. I've never been a big Neil Young fan. I've never been a big and my son fell in love with him, the old folk guy.
Bob Dylan?
Yeah.
No, I don't like Dylan. Not really. And everybody's gonna kill me for this. I hate Bruce Springsteen to the point that if he comes on the radio, you ask Bruce, I will turn the station. I
don't hate him, but I'm like, you know, Cynthia, Keith is Jesus. I do think somebody has gone, no, we got to see where this dude goes.
Bruce and I saw him in concert. Jesus.
Who's Jesus?
No, the Rolling Stones at the Citrus Bowl. It had to be 2012. I'm thinking somewhere around 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And I was standing there amazed that he was actually my mother texted me and I said to her, I can't even believe these people are still alive. Because like I can't even believe because Charlie Watts was still like it was everybody.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, oh wow.
And see, that's what the age difference here. Some of y'all will catch on. You got to remember, I was in the disco range. Disco was my thing. I loved it. Everybody's like, disco sucks. I'm like, oh man, you know, the whole everything about it with the KC and the Sunshine Band. I went to a concert in Disney with one of my girlfriends or something on a grad night. I think it was the Commodores with Lionel. KC and the Sunshine Band. Who was the other one? Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I got to see all three of them live in one night,
Wow.
close enough that I could have thrown a rock and hit them. That was my jam, man. Gillian still cracks up. She's like, "Oh my God!" She's 2 years, but she just can't believe how much I used to have. Man, the 3-piece suits, all the oh yeah, boom, I was there. And then the 80s came along and destroyed everything. Yeah.
Oh, the hell you say? Come on. Aside from the 60s, the 80s was the best. 60s rock, not 60s like kumbaya shit.
See now, Doobie Brothers, man, I love the Doobies.
I love the Doobies.
Okay. The Allman
great.
Brothers, I love the Allman Brothers.
I used to I was like
Time to do the whipping toast.
Every single time they came to New York or Long Island, I saw the Allman Brothers. Actually saw them here a couple of times. I saw them at the fair, Cocoa, out in Cocoa. So the Brevard
Okay.
Love the Allman Brothers. Molly Hatchet, Marshall Tucker. Saw the Outlaws, Greengrass and High Tides Forever.
Yeah. Donna, Cynthia, yeah, see that was dancing. That was real dancing, not just, and I know, Bridget, you were a headbanger. You loved the,
I was a punk and a metalhead, yeah.
Yeah, but this was, the 70s. I love the 70s. Matter of fact, our high school movie, you know how you get your song and all that stuff. We had requested our high school movie would be Caddyshack, and they wouldn't let us. So now I'm really going back to date myself, when just different things. But when I became a police officer, this will crack you up. It was our class thing. And the cops got so tired of us because Mel High back then had a big class. It was 500 to 1,000 people, maybe. I can't remember. All right. But what was really funny, Caddyshack was the song. And any time, or the movie, the song, I'm all right, we would all stop the car right in the road. We would bail, crawl out the windows, and we're in the street doing the gopher. Okay. I'm at my first cop job, driving my chief back from lunch. We hit a major 4-way intersection. The song comes on. I'm in uniform. I throw it on, open the door, jump out of the intersection, and I am doing the gopher. And my chief is just sitting there going,
"What are you doing?"
I got back in the car. People are honking, they're waving, everything else. They're like, "Oh my God, I about had a party." And my chief's like, "Just go." I don't even know how to respond. Yeah. I'm all right. Don't nobody worry about me. Oh, just different things. For years, somebody I said, "Well, I've got that going for me." Yeah.
Cynthia, I listen to classic rock now too. I do a little more mellow these days, but at my heart, I am a punk, and I just came across some Irish punk music.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, and I love it. I'm like, but I have to. I have to keep it like small controlled. I can't listen to it all the time. But
right.
Definitely punk, new wave, punk.
Metal. And again, I was there, right when the 80s Nirvana came on the scene, Pearl Jam. I love me some Pearl Jam. Different things like that. Again, when what's his name? From Nirvana killed himself.
Kurt Cobain. He didn't kill himself.
Kurt Cobain. Yeah, I was like, Kurt Cobain killed himself. I said, has nobody been paying attention? He's been trying to kill himself for a year.
But they just re-looked at the evidence. He did not kill himself. There's evidence that somebody shot him.
Oh, that Courtney did it?
They didn't say Courtney. They just said in a new review, and this is just recently, over the last month or so, there is evidence of health.
Oh, really? So, since we're coming up on time here, we're overtime.
Yes.
Maybe this would be a good one. So let's dig up some facts this week about that case. And let's do a reading about who killed Kurt Cobain. Okay.
Well, it was Courtney. And you know it was because she's just masking, but I can't do it and be objective. Everything I do is going to tell me it's Courtney. Because she's so strung out because she just can't deal with the truck and guilt.
Yeah. Well, and she was the first one supposedly there, that found him and everything else. So, yeah. So, see how easy Bridget and I can shift gears? So,
talking about anything. And the 80s, I loved the 80s, Cynthia, but
yeah, and I think that's the age difference, though, because the 80s were confusing to me. It was very teen angst, and so you were there with teen angst, and Cynthia and I had already stepped beyond it. You know what I mean?
Well, you were
like, oh, okay, what the hell is this?
Right, because your teen years were different because your teen years were. And I know you grew up in a different household, but like atmospheric wise, we're much more laid back.
Yeah. I had to sneak to listen to my music.
No, I know. But I'm just talking about the time, the era, the period in time. So for now, looking back today and what teens have to deal with today, the 80s were way more laid back too, but you in the 70s were a lot freer to do things. Suddenly in the 80s we had to worry about people trying to poison us and us getting kidnapped and all kinds of shit. You don't hitchhike anymore. You know what I mean? I remember not being allowed to trick or treat because they were poisoning the Tylenol with cyanide.
Correct.
And just crap like that. And so it was the growing up period was much different.
The world shifted. We went through a shift or something. Yeah.
How as teens, how you partied as a teen versus how I partied as a teen, which I know you really didn't, but your era, the people in your era partied as a teen versus how I partied as a teen. The music we listened to was very different. The attitude of the time was much different, so it was, what did Bruce say? Actually well, get on board, Bruce. Where the hell you been? We've been talking about it for forever.
Yeah. Bridget and I have been discussing it. We're thinking about doing it. So this might be a good thing for us to start finding a leeway in. And Cynthia, you and I are same age. I'm 64, but that's but they were so different, so vastly different. That from our teens to Bridget's teens was almost like another whole small generation of people in between there.
Well, there's that older generation of Gen X, right? That sort of half boomer, half Gen X, the ideologies, the mindsets, because you kind of grow over into, I think I feel like you don't get the true sort of Gen X vibe until you hit about 67 or 68, 1967 or 68 birth year. And then from there, I think you're getting that true sort of Gen X.
Well, and Gilly and I have always said, they classify us as the last couple of years of baby boomers. We were really more Gen X. That baby boomer genre is so big, the age span. We are more Gen Xers, drinking out of the garden hose, get your ass outside, folks. And some of you will remember literally with my generation, and I got stuck in this, okay? People had to remind our parents, where are your kids? They had to remind parents at church, your kids are out back playing. Don't forget to take them home. I got left at church twice because my parents were just like, blah, 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 blah,
We used to have at 10 o'clock every night, a public service announcement would come on and say, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your
You
children
know
are?
where your kids are. Yeah.
Because let me
Well-
tell you, during the summer, at 10 p.m., nobody cared what we were doing because we didn't have to get up for school. So we were out kicking the can at 10 o'clock at night,
Right.
playing kick the can and doing all that shit.
Finding that neutral corner with the street light, you know?
Right.
So everybody, we could sit under the street light, but we weren't too close to my house or to anybody else's house, you know, passing a cigarette back and forth or whatnot, you know? Yeah, it was just, nobody cared. But there was that point when you were a little bit younger that the minute the street lights came on, the ball could be in the middle of the air. Gotta go, you know, and we'd all fly home, make sure we were good, and somebody'd run back out and get the stuff out of the road. And then, you know, later on we'd meet, you know, after dinner, everything else, you know. So, oh my God, we could get, yes, Cynthia, the 11 o'clock news, you know. It's one of those things where there has been so many changes, so many different things or whatnot, you know. And again, I think this is a problem we're dealing with in this. Let go of what you're watching. Let go of what you're doing. There are certain things. Nobody's telling us the truth anymore. Nobody. We don't really know what's going on. All right. And there was a time when we could say this happened. We would sit down, turn on the news, whether it was Dan Rather or Walter Cronkite, you could believe what they were saying. And then somewhere along the way, they caught Dan Rather in a lie, okay, about he was making shit up. And you're like, now we have no trusted source of news. We have no trusted source of information, what's been edited, what's not. And I think I think that in the 80s or whatnot became a thing of don't trust anybody. And that started a whole mind shift. Personal opinion. Because I think it's right.
I think what started happening in the 80s was, and we didn't have social media back then,
right?
But we had access to more information, or more information was being delivered to us.
Right.
And then, you know, you're coming in through to the 90s and, you know, computers are coming up and you've got ICU and, you know, all those old school chat rooms that you would go in that were not so MSN-y, you know. And then even so then you get into early 2000s and you've got the MSN chats and the Yahoo chats and the AIM chats, and now you're able to connect all across everywhere.
Yep.
And
that's how Brigitte, Bruce and I met. You know,
right, because we were in that chat room, right?
Yep.
We were talking in that chat room. Yeah.
Yep.
I think, but I think, you know, the 80s sort of started ushering that in. Because I remember being in elementary school, very early 80s, and my elementary school getting a block of like 6 computers, and they were Apple IIe's. And we were like, oh my God, 6 of them in my elementary school. We couldn't believe it. It was like we hit the freaking lotto.
Right.
Yeah. You know? And it was like, oh, but yeah. But Cynthia says she lost trust in the 60s. Well, you know,
a lot happening then.
The 70s, you know, with Nixon doing what he did with Watergate, and then the crap with the Vietnam War and how that was managed and then also portrayed on TV. The things you guys saw on TV back then, I can't even believe, because that would never pass through the censors on TV now.
No,
This day.
no.
The things that I mean, you saw people blown up, and literal snuff films is what you're watching. People get killed right in front of your eyes. That to me is like, and it was every day for I don't know how long. I wasn't born yet, so I don't know how long you guys watched that for, but you just saw.
Well, but I know this. I was old enough to hear my parents starting to get worried that the war was going on enough, and I was becoming a teenager, and they were starting to worry. And at one point, had a little discussion about moving to Canada.
Right.
And you know, but I remember registering for the draft, but it was 19 then. That was all over or whatnot.
My ex registered. Well, they called it civil service, but I don't. When did they stop making the kids do that? Because I know my ex did it when he turned 18. He had to go to the post office and register.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, there were several of us. I forget what year, but it was.
88.
There were several of us that we kind of made a party of it and went to the post office together.
That's what they did. That's what, because he was 2 years older than me, so he went with a bunch of kids from his class, because they were a senior. Right. They were all turned 18, and they went to the post office to register.
Right.
It was like a thing. I remember that. Anyway. Oh, all right.
Well, here we go.
8:42. So we'll be back next week, probably 7:30 again. I'm digging the 7:30 because then this gives me time to get offline, clean up dinner, and wind down. I don't know. How do you like 7:30?
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
What's that?
I said, how do you like 7:30?
Oh, I like 7:30. I like 7:30. I forget what I was doing. I think I was doing 7, on my show or whatnot. So I'm gonna go back to that. I might try 7:30. Look for the posting or whatnot. This is a good time, because it lets you get through dinner and kind of breathe. So I think next week on Monday I will be back live. Yachty, hey, glad to see you come in. Thank you. Glad you were here, and thank you for the congratulations. It's one of those things where yes, we'll be back at it this Monday, unless something unforeseen happens.
We'll do Wednesday. We'll do this on Wednesday again. We'll figure out what we want to do.
Okay.
Maybe
Sounds like
we can find something. I don't know. I don't want to get into trying to find something, maybe like a cold case or something like that for us to do, because you're not settled in yet.
Yeah, no, it still takes a lot of research, and now I got some work stuff I got to get caught back up on.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to be doing, instead of doing so much hands-on some other stuff, I think I'm going to be doing more as a producer. So we'll see what happens. I'll know more tomorrow.
All right.
So all right,
guys. Well, thanks for joining us.
Missed everybody. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Love you.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.